Hey guys and gals of Mazske Finance World, how are you doing on this super Saturday, April the 15th, year 2023? Hopefully you're doing outstanding. Hopefully you feel wonderful. I feel outstanding, fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about when should a real estate investor start paying off their rental properties. And before I get started, I am Mazske Finance, currently living in South Florida, with plans to travel the world due to his investing, due to his credit cards, due to being financially independent. That's Mazske. So maybe I'll see you on my journey around the world somewhere. Let me know if you want to meet up sometime. So with that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just a little blue collar guy who's wearing an orange shirt who never made a lot of money in his life, but is now a multimillionaire. Okay? And I have given away, as I've said, the keys to the castle in my videos. It's up to you if you want to watch them or not. I don't care. And it's also up to you, do you want to live to be 120 or do you want to die when you're 60, 65, 70, 75, 80? That's also up to you. So with that being said, when should you, as a real estate investor, pay off your rental properties? Okay? That's the eternal question. There is no right or wrong answer, all right? I have watched a variety of YouTube channels over the years about real estate investing, and I'd say the majority of YouTubers say never pay them off. Get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, let your tenants pay your rent, pay your mortgage off over 30 years. Don't spend extra cash paying a mortgage down, because use that extra cash to buy more investments, okay? I won't say a lot. Some of the YouTubers I see, I dare say they're greedy. And it's human nature. We always want more, okay? Some are just type A personalities. They want more. They got to keep going. I'm a type A personality, but I'm also not a type A personality, okay? I'm competitive. When I was younger, if we were going to run in a race, I'd want to beat you. If we're playing against each other in a baseball game, I want to beat you. I was a defensive tackle when I played football. If you were the well-known quarterback or running back on the other team, I'd want to sack you. And I made lots of sacks. There was a time when I sacked the guy. There's another good defensive guy on my football team. And we basically sandwiched the guy one time. And he collapsed and he started crying. And we were like 15 years old. I learned something from that. Why did we do that? I saw him coming towards the quarterback. He saw me coming. Could we have done things differently? Why did we hurt that kid? He's okay. No serious injury. He went on to continue his football career. I gave up football. Not for that reason, but I gave it up. I also stopped playing baseball. Not for that reason, but I gave it up. Okay. I still am a huge baseball fan. But when do you pay off your rental properties? All right. It's up to you to decide. I'll tell you what I've decided though, because then you can learn from my experiences, my adventures, etc. That's how I teach, by sharing with you stories of what I do. I recently paid off one of my rental properties. Okay, the mortgage balance was $25,500 some dollars. All right, it was one of 9 houses I had bought using seller financing. When I bought these 9 houses, the gentleman I bought them from did not want to give me 30-year mortgages. Okay, he was a grizzled real estate investor. He had at one point over 500 rentals. He knows how to play the game. Okay, and he also said he's old and he wanted to get all his money before he died, because in 30 years he said he wouldn't be alive. He needs to watch my channel, because without me ever meeting him and without me knowing his health, I dare say if he wanted to, he could live to be 120 or pushing it. But he probably doesn't want it or doesn't realize he can do that. All right. So anyway, he didn't want to give me 30-year mortgages, so he wanted to give me 15-year amortization. I ran the numbers, and it's like, I wanted to become financially independent, move down here to South Florida. 15-year amortization would not work for me. It would not give me enough positive cash flow. It just wouldn't work. So I thought about it, because I really wanted to get these 9 houses. So I came up with an idea, and I called him up, talked to him on the phone, and I threw it out to him. That idea was, what if I said, sir, listen to me and I'll explain to you. What if I get 30-year amortization, so I get the cash flow that I need, but at the 15-year mark, we have a 15-year balloon payment, meaning whatever I owe at the 15-year mark is due at that moment in full, okay? No prepayment penalty, so I can pay off anytime early, but that balloon payment is due in full. All right. So if you take 9 houses and say the average balance in 15 years was, let's say it was $20,000 on each house, 9 houses. That means I'd have a balloon payment of $180,000. Okay. In 15 years, would I have $180,000 to pay it off? I don't know that answer. So anyway, but it's like at the same time, it's like that's 15 years. It gives me time. I could refinance a house or houses. I could start paying them down. There's different things I could do. I might sell something and pay it off. So what I've done, it's been a little over 2.5 years, I think, since I bought the first ones from him. 2 years, a little bit over 2 years since I've finished buying up the 9. So what I've done in that time period, when was this? Last year, I think it was. I did refinance one of my rental properties with him. I had bought it for $49,900. I had put $11,500 into it, so that's $49,59.61. With closing costs, say $65,000-ish. So I knew it was one of the nicer houses that I had. It was large, like a 4-bedroom house. So I figured I'm gonna try to refinance it if it'll appraise high. It appraised at $160,000. I had 60-some thousand all in. It appraised at $160,000. So I refinanced it and got a mortgage for something like $95,000-ish. And I paid off the mortgage with the gentleman, which was at that time probably in the 30s, low 30s. So I paid that mortgage off. So I got $50,000 or $60,000 back, whatever I got back. Okay. So that means now I have 8 houses that are seller financed with that 15-year balloon. So my lowest balance mortgage was at $25,543. Okay. And I was like, man, it's such a small mortgage, but it's going to take me, if I was paying a 30-year amortization, it's going to be another 27.5 years till I pay it off. And then I ran the numbers. I talked about it in some video. I ran all the numbers. And I said, what's my basic cash on cash return? What do I get? And the mortgage is small. The principal and interest is small. But what I get is a couple things. I get out from having that house with that gentleman, seller financing, by paying it off. I get the, let's say, comfort level. As I told the missus yesterday, and I told my son on the phone yesterday, I now have, I think, 5 paid off houses. I think that's what it is. 2 of them are in self-directed IRAs. Okay, they're paid for in cash. 3 others are paid off completely. All right. And I like that. I always say we have Armageddon. We have worst case scenario. Something bad happens. I lose everything. Well, I have 5 paid off houses. If I was old enough, could I withdraw one of those houses from my IRA? Or if I'm not old enough, one of my 3 houses is paid off. One of those tenants is going to have a lease up sometime in the next couple months, right? Probably. I could not renew the lease and move in. I have a place to live. Okay. So, but with that being said, I have now 7 more houses that are seller financed. And they all have low balances. There's one that's just over 30 grand. And the highest balance is probably in the 30s. So what I'm thinking about doing is working towards paying all of them off, one at a time. What I will probably do is the smallest balance, which is like $30,130 some dollars currently. I will probably work on paying that one off. And I would say it'll get paid off sometime in perhaps late 2023 or sometime in 2024. Okay, so I'll pay it off. Why not? And then I'll have 6 left, right? Yeah, 6. But every time I pay a house off, like that one I just paid off, I no longer have to make that mortgage payment, principal and interest. I've been paying the tax and insurance already since I've owned it. Okay, so I'll keep paying that, but now I no longer have to pay that principal and interest. So that's more cash flow for me. So I could, in theory, take that cash flow and put it towards the other low balance house and just do that. And I ran the numbers on that. If I did that, I'd pay it off like in 10 more years or something, 11 more years. Okay, I could do that, but then it'd be paid off in 10 or 11 more years. But at the same time, I'm in a position of being financially independent. And I'm in a position where I do have this house for sale. And I'm in a position where once I sell the house, I want to move to a foreign country where my cost of living is much lower. And I also have investments in oil, drilling, and mineral rights. And my expectations from one of those two investments, I should get a chunk of money sometime. A big chunk of money. I've gotten one chunk of money already that I used to pay for a rehab from them, from one of those two companies. And I expect to get another chunk maybe sometime this year, sometime next year. So when I do, it could be a small chunk. Maybe it'll be $15,000. Maybe it'll be $100,000. But what I may do at that time is take that chunk and just plug it towards paying off that one low balance house. And that combined with my increased monthly payments should really put a ding in getting that mortgage completely paid off. Or it will be completely paid off. Or maybe I pay two of them off if I get enough money. And as I said, every time I pay one off, I get a pay raise. Okay? And some people will say, well, you lose the interest deduction for your taxes. Okay? I'm making plenty of money. So far, I'm surviving. I'm not greedy. I do want to live in a nice house. But I don't need a mansion with driving a Lamborghini and et cetera, et cetera. I do want to give back to society. I do want to help others. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all with this YouTube channel. So I'll wrap this up with a couple last thoughts and I'll get it wrapped up in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, first of all, formulate a plan to become financially independent. Formulate a plan, put it down on paper. Don't just put it on your phone or put it on a computer. Put it on paper where you can look at it. You can tape it to the door, tape it to your wall, put it on the refrigerator, make copies of it, spread it around, look at it, formulate a plan. What do you need to do to become financially independent? Do you need to make more money? Do you need to save more money? Do you need to become more frugal? Do you need to add to your cash flowing, paying assets? Okay. Do you need to pay off rental properties to get more cash in? Do you just need to ramp up and buy 9 more houses from some individual out there that you haven't met yet? Okay, what do you need to do? Formulate a plan. At the same time, figure out what you can do to improve your health. Okay, I will dare say that if you're watching this video, some of you are obese. Some of you have cancer forming in your bodies. Why do I say that? Because almost 100% of adults have cancer forming in their bodies at any given moment. Okay? Almost 100% of us. Me, you, all of us. And yet our bodies take care of it and kill it off. Okay? That's happening to you and I. All right? But how long can our bodies stay healthy to kill it off? All right? I've learned enough from a variety of doctors that are very intelligent that near 100% of all diseases, 70 to 80%, that's pretty daggone close to 100%, 70 to 80%, are preventable by the food we eat and our lifestyle, which includes exercise, minimizing stress, sleeping correctly, minimizing external trauma, as I call it. Okay? Number one is how we eat. It's what we put in our body. Okay? You can be a gym buff. You can be bulky and strong. You can be a runner, be lean and run marathons. But inside, what is going on inside? You don't know. There's one way to get a better idea. I've talked about it on my channel already. You undergo the testing that I've undergone. Both arms, 22 tubes of blood, and a urine. Okay, it wasn't from the arms. And I'm waiting for the comprehensive report that I'll get back. But I've seen my results from over 100 tests that have been performed. I've seen my results. And by and large, they're good. By and large, they're good. But they need to be tweaked. They need to be improved. And I dare say all of you watching this, every single one of you watching this, every single one of you watching this are the same way. You might be healthy, but if you had those blood tests, there's going to be something going on inside you that you need to tweak. I don't care if you're 18 years old. I don't care if you're 70 years old, any age in between. I guarantee with all of you, there's something going on that once you know about it, don't let it depress you. Once you know about it, you make the positive changes that will put you towards optimal health. Don't we want to be the optimal wealth? You want optimal health. All right? So I'll wrap this up. That's my last food for thought. All right? So if you got some real estate and you want to pay it off, let me know below. Thanks for watching. Mazke's signing out.